right. Awesome. Welcome back to another installment of the 94 podcast. I'm Brook Eddle, joined in studio here with my host, Jim, and then also the Go Hard podcast is in the building.
Hey.
We got Coach Chauncey. What's up? Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad that we're able to get everybody back. Happy summer. Happy Memorial Day weekend. I know a lot of people were traveling. I know, Jim, you were in Indianapolis for the second year in a row. You were out in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
I remember you were talking about that. You were going to be in San Francisco, Bay Area. That's pretty cool. I was in Denver, Colorado, Fort Collins. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, since you're in studio, you can start us off here. How was your travel to the Bay Area and kind of any key highlights?
Man, it was lovely. Hometown, so try to get back at least once a year. Been pretty consistent in doing that, and so it was kind of a cool combination birthday trip for myself and for my wife. Went with her twin sister, her husband, which is one of my best friends, and other couple friends that came along as well. So it was a nice little cool trip, you know, with the squad. And I would say the highlights would be we went out to see the redwoods out in the redwood forest. Wow. So even as a native to the Bay Area, I never seen it when I was a little kid and I lived out there, and I've been back a couple times now, didn't see it. So we were like, look, no matter what else happened, we got to go see these stupid trees. So we went and seen the trees and took a lot of pictures and stuff like that. So that was cool. But good times, man. Always nice to be back in the hometown. It was a good time.
For sure. Happy belated birthday to your wife and her sister. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Very cool. So, Jim, we'll continue. You're in the middle here. Let's talk about your trip to Indianapolis. Thanks again.
It was so much fun. Going down to see the 500, literally, like, stayed 800 feet from turn one. Not a lot of walking like we did last year, and did some go-kart racing. I did not do good. But, man, it was a fun trip. It was a fun time. I would 100% do it again.
Awesome. It wasn't raining this time. I remember the first year, it was a lot of rain.
It rained a little bit. There's a little bit of delay for the race, but, I mean, it was still – everything went out without a hitch.
That's awesome. Glad that you were able to enjoy the Indy 500 in Indianapolis. It sounds like that's a happening place, especially with the Pacers playing really well. We'll talk about Game 6 and the New York Knicks. Obviously, we know the Oklahoma City Thunder did advance. They eliminated the Minnesota Timberwolves in 5 games. I know I'm upset. I wanted to continue to see Ant. He's my favorite player to see, and no more Ant. And now we have to see how it shakes out with OKC and whoever comes out of the East. It could be Indiana. So it could definitely be a flyover country finals where you got OKC right there in Twister Alley, and then you got Indiana, where basically it's Midwest, heart of America. So, yeah. And I know New York fans, they want to see a Game 7. I want to see a Game 7 just as a pure NBA fan. I want to see it back at the Mecca. I want to see
Best race in sports.
Yeah, I want to see the TNT go to the full 7. Mm-hmm. And I'm also rooting for TNT to do one more game. I want to see Ernie Johnson do one more pregame, one more halftime with the entire crew. I want to see Charles. I want to see Shaq. I want to see Kenny. I want to see them all break it down. I know rest in peace, Craig Sager. He would have been part of this TNT crew, so definitely a shout out to him and like what the TNT team means to the NBA. And I hope that they do bring it back in some light with ESPN and kind of just give them their own brand of a telecast. But yeah, let me talk about my kind of experience so far too. I was at Denver, Colorado. The Rockies were playing the Yankees. I think this was last week. And they were going into that game with only 8 wins on the season.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, right? 8 wins. I think it was like I don't know, they were about 50 games into the season. They only got 8 wins. They got their 9th win that Friday that I was there. So I'm taking a little credit for that. I was giving them good juju. I was in the area. There was a bunch of Yankees fans, and I kept on kind of razzing them like, oh, so you're here to watch the Rockies win their 9th game, right? And then, like, it was kind of like, power of the tongue, keep repeating it. I'm sure some Yankees fans are like, we got jinxed out there. Like, and the Yankees fans, I'll give them credit. They travel well. They do travel well. You may not like them, Jim, but they do travel well. I give them credit for that. But overall, Denver was cool. I was in Colorado State territory, Fort Collins, and I was looking for Colorado gear. And, like, people at Target were like, we don't have that here.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Yeah, we don't do that here. I was like, where do I gotta go? I'm trying to
Boulder, fool.
Yeah, yeah, Boulder, fool, right? Like, Dion is not welcome here.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, overall cool. Estes Park is out there, so that was cool. Yeah, nice little joint to just check out in Fort Collins. And literally, the Airbnb was like 2 miles away from some cows, so we were out in the country. Yeah. So definitely recommend it if you don't get out to Colorado. There's a nice little sleepy town called Windsor, Colorado. That's where we were staying. But yeah, big shout out to Aju, who just graduated from Washington University. And this is confusing. It's in St. Louis, Missouri. And then now he's planning to move out to San Diego for his master's. So I'm going to go visit him out in San Diego. That's kind of on my bucket list for the end of this year. So really excited to, just go see my cousin in San Diego later this year. But yeah, went out to Colorado and got to celebrate his graduation. It was a good time. And again, thank you to the listeners, just staying with us, being patient. I know we're going to get more content out for you. We're also going to be updating the website. We're actually going to do a brand new, basically a renovation. We're going to change the web store, how it looks. Also just get you guys less disruptions on those orders, just so you guys can get your orders on time and in full. But yeah, just be on the lookout for that. We'll also update you on Instagram, YouTube, and all channels, also here on the podcast. But now that we got all that housekeeping out of the way, let's talk about the most pressing issue right now, which is Game 6. I know Stanley Cup is already set up. We got Oilers and Panthers, rematch of last year. We'll touch on that. We'll get Jim's 2 cents on who he thinks is going to win. We'll also get our predictions as well. But Game 6, we got New York Knicks going back to Indianapolis. How can they force a Game 7? I'm more interested in how can they force a Game 7 than Indiana winning Game 6, blah, blah, blah. We move on to the finals. How does the New York Knicks force a Game 7? I think they force a Game 7 doing what they did in Game 5, ideally enough, but not by falling behind 20 points. I think they need a big game out of Cat. They also need Jalen Brunson. I swear to you, I feel like the Knicks do a lot better when the ball's out of his hands. I think he needs to trust his teammates a little bit more. And that's what happened in Game 5. He kind of was delegating more because he realized, hey, maybe I don't have it tonight. We're down 20 points. We've been doing the same thing over and over again. I think if the Knicks kind of spread the ball around, they got multiple guys that can fill up the bucket. You got Mikal Bridges. You obviously have Karl Anthony Towns. You got OG. He can lock up and score for you. So, Anunoby. So, like, I feel right now it's like all hands on deck for the New York Knicks. But if they're able to, if you see Jalen Brunson distributing the ball more, that's a good sign for the Knicks because I feel like that's their formula for success. But I want your take too because you've been watching this series closely.
Yep.
Yeah, Coach.
I agree with a lot what you said. I think Cat is the one that sets the tone for them, especially when he's playing downhill, going to the basket and not just settling for those 3-pointers because he's 7 feet, 280 pounds, and the Pacers really don't have anybody that can match his athleticism up in their front court. So when he's attacking and being aggressive, and just that energy that he brings, that physicality when he's going towards the basket, that opens up the entire floor for everybody else. So now you have to change your mentality defensively on how you're going to defend them, which makes Brunson even more effective, where he's not at the top of the key dribbling, going one-on-one. You know, Tips, even going way back to the Derrick Rose days, that's the way he structured all his offense, you know.
Right.
Top of the key with your best player, let them kind of go one-on-one, drive and kick type things. And if the team's not making those open threes, or that player who's the focal point, like Jalen Brunson, is not having a great game, especially efficiently, that throws off the whole balance of the offense. That's why they fall behind sometimes. If you go through a cold shooting streak, you know, in the first quarter, second quarter, you look up like, dang, we're down 20 points, and then they have to diversify. So I like what they did last game by putting the ball more in Cat's hands and letting him be the focal point, and then letting Jalen Brunson kind of work off the ball and just do what he does best, which is score. So I think that's the key to the game. I think that they need to do what they did last game also with limiting the Pacers in transition, because they like to get the ball and go up and down the court. Yeah, it's full speed.
Run.
That's their game. So when you slow them down and make them have to focus more in a half-court offense, that also makes them play left-handed and puts them out of their comfort zone, which you've seen cause them some problems. And they pretty much rather quickly last game mailed it in. Said, hey, we'll just go back home and try to close it out there. We're not in a rhythm. They're playing us really well. They got the momentum. We'll just go back to Indiana, and we'll try to just close it out there. So that's my take. Cat starting it off being aggressive, open up the table for everybody else. Brunson score, role players chip in, slow down the transition, make Halliburton feel a little uncomfortable. That's the best chance they have to win.
For sure. I like that formula as well. Jim, I don't know how close have you been following the Pacers-Knicks series, which sits at Game 6. 3-2 Indiana.
Dabbling in and out, and I think Indianapolis had a chance to put it away in Game 3, but they blew it. I think they just need to continue to have everything go their way. I mean, who's not going to say no to Game 7? So I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to Game 7, but at the end of the day, I think Knicks will lose to the Pacers, and the Pacers will move on to the next round.
Okay, so you're already thinking that Knicks are probably going to get eliminated by the Pacers. You think it's going to happen in 6 or in 7?
7. I think Knicks win the Game 6, and they give their fans hope, but they'll lose in 7.
Okay, I'm sure Pacers fans love your prediction, because I had the Knicks in 7. That was my opening prediction before the series even started, and I'm going to stick with that. As long as they can do what we're asking them to do in both Game 6, and then follow it up at Game 7 is just going to be a zoo. Back at the MSG, it's going to be nuts. I don't even know how. They might need to get Reggie Miller off the broadcast to win this game, because Game 7, good luck. Good luck, Indiana. If you go back to MSG, they might need the National Guard. Like, honestly, because Game 7 is going to be, I think it's going to be memorable, but I feel like it's going to be to the next level because of what happened in Game 1. Don't forget about what happened in Game 1 with the choke. Hey, that could be coming back. That's foreshadowing. That could be foreshadowing. Because that's one thing about Tyrese Halliburton. I really like him. He's animated. But I don't think he can be the face of the NBA. That's another argument that we could start here.
Yeah.
Who is the face of the NBA now? Shea. Okay. That's a fair argument.
I mean, not now, but that next wave, the next person, I think he's going to end up being Shea.
Okay.
My number 2 / like 1A, 1B would be Wemby.
Oh.
You know, Ant-Man, which is a whole another conversation about the Wolves, but he had a strong chance, but with his off the court issue with the baby mamas and the babies and all that, and then it's the way he carries himself, crazy stuff he's saying to the fans, circling Staples after beating them, talking crazy, all that. He's just too immature. Maybe 5 years from now, but Ant-Man is, what is he, 23?
23.
He's like a 16-year-old kid in a 23-year-old body.
Yeah.
He's very immature. So from that standpoint, a billion-dollar company like the National Basketball Association is not trying to have that be the face of their company. Shea, clean cut, professional, super mature, elite, MVP caliber player. Obviously, he won this year, but every year he's going to be in the argument and contention for the MVP award. OKC can string together a couple of championships while he's there. Great candidate. And Wemby that's been a unicorn and having all the international, support. I know Shea's from Canada or whatever, but Wemby being from overseas, that's a whole nother ball of wax that you have to consider being an international ambassador for the league.
With all the hype, too.
With all the hype and his ability. I mean, he had
his ability, right.
He had the blood clots or whatever this year. Sure. Prayers up that passes and he's able to continue his career as projected. But if he's healthy and on the court and he's 75% of what he can be, he's going to be an MVP candidate. He's going to win some championships, all that good stuff, and he may go down as a top 5, definitely a top 10 player based on potential. So we got to consider that as well. So Shea and Wemby will be my top 2 for the next wave. After LeBron's gone, after Curry's gone, all the OGs are gone, that next wave.
I got you. I would say, I would maybe add to this, debate. I would say, Shea is definitely the front runner. Then you maybe throw Luka into that mix of those young players that are going to take over the guard for all those OGs like Durant, Curry, and LeBron when they're finally retiring. So I got Luka, Shea. Again, it's all for foreign players so far. But I would throw Ant, but he needs a big summer. Just like how the Wolves as a whole need a big summer, he needs a big summer to come back. Because back-to-back Western Conference Finals, you don't get written off as, no longer as the face of the NBA, but you got to get over that hump. You got to make it to the finals. You got to be in the biggest stage if you're going to be the face of the NBA. So I would agree with your take there where Shea is in that conversation and deservedly so. I just feel, though, that Ant's ceiling is so much higher.
Yeah, I would just push back a little bit there, going way back to Michael Jordan. I mean, his first 6-7 years in the league, he was getting swept in the playoffs and all kind of stuff, but he was just so iconic from a on-court perspective. We've never seen nothing like it. I mean, he was like a smaller Dr. J. I mean, soaring through the air, all the stuff he was doing. Then also the crazy amount of points the dude was averaging, 35-plus points, per game, first couple years in the league, doing the stuff he was doing. So he was a phenomenon like we've never seen at that point.
Sure. Yep.
But kind of going back to Ant-Man, what he's doing at an early age is I think we underappreciate because last year he was 22. Western Conference Finals.
Western Conference, yeah.
23, back there again. So for him to be this, I mean, Kobe wasn't doing this stuff at that age, you know what I mean?
No.
By himself.
No.
By himself.
By himself, right.
You got another Hall of Famer, Shaq with you.
Sure.
So just saying, usually Magic, he had Kareem, you know what I mean? So it's usually at that age, you're playing with another super established veteran player and or Hall of Fame caliber player. Right. So for Ant-Man to not have that on his team and to be 23 years old, I think we give him too hard of criticism.
Sure.
I think his issue with being the face of the league is just right now he acting like a YN from Atlanta.
I got you. Yeah, he is acting like a YN out of Atlanta. Because that's what he is.
That's my point.
Yeah.
So not yet.
He's
so
not yet,
maybe
not
5
yet.
years from now when he grows up and matures and kind of gets more polished and
settles down a little bit.
But right now he is living his life. I'm 23. I'm a millionaire. I'm playing the game I love. I'm from Atlanta. I'm unashamedly with that.
I'm a gold medalist. I'm having fun. Right.
He's living his life doing his thing and being himself. That's cool. So I just say he's in the second tier of the face of the league candidates.
Absolutely. No, and he also needs to work on his game, back to the basket. Because, if he can incorporate that back to the basket the same way that Jordan, Kobe, D. Wade did, they're exerting less effort and energy on offense, and they can become a better defensive player, which is going to make them a bigger weapon for their team overall.
Let me push back on you there. In this age of basketball, nobody really posts up, guards or big men. So to say he needs to add a post game to his game to be a better player, I would agree based on OG basketball, but in this era of basketball, that's not something they do. But what they've replaced the post game with is a mid-range game. That's what I think he's missing. Because right now it's either I'm shooting a three and making it. If I'm off from three, that takes a whole 25 to 30% of the threat I have on the defense away. And now what that does, that forces him to have to drive. And they've said, we know you're not going to shoot a mid-range, so they just put 3-4 dudes by the basket and build that wall like they did to Giannis went back a few years ago. Same thing that the Spurs did to LeBron a few years ago.
For sure.
A few years ago now.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
A long time ago, yeah.
Back with the when he was with the Cavs later in his
Cavs.
career. Then we went to the Heat. Same
Heat,
thing.
yeah.
That's what everybody did was, we don't trust you from shooting from three. So when Ant's off from three, okay, we can let you shoot that because you're not hitting them. And then we know you're not going to pull up a mid-range and you have to drive to the basket. We're just going to create a wall around the basket so you can't get there. What you going to do? So now that no man's land of mid-range is inviting him to go play in there. You know who has a heck of a mid-range game? Shea. He's a 3-level scorer and he shoots at a super high clip, high percentage from all levels of the court. And in the mid-range, he's deadly. Whether that's pull up, whether that's a quick little move, in and out.
He gets to a spot, right? In and out.
He's just an assassin. So I think that's the next level for Ant's game, not necessarily to go to an old school style of posting. Get a mid-range, bro. If you shoot from three and your three's falling, he made the second most threes or most threes in the league last year.
Most threes in the league.
Yeah, so that is a threat, but it's a make or miss league. So some nights you're gonna be off, some nights you're gonna be on fire. So on those nights that you're off, threaten them with a pump or whatever the case, and they have to respect the fact you're gonna shoot it, drive past them, pull up. You got nothing but space and opportunity.
Right.
Pull up mid-range, floaters, whatever the case, and then once they say, oh, you can pull up also, now that opens the basket up to get more layups and more dunks. So that's my perspective of what's missing in this game.
Okay. No, that's fair.
If he would listen to a little old football coach in Minnesota and he said, hey, man, what can I do to improve my game? That's what I would tell him.
Okay. That's
and
fair.
It's pretty glaring because even Charles Barkley and those guys were saying on TNT. They were all saying the same thing.
He needs a mid-range game.
He needs to develop a mid-range game.
Yeah, because it's not where it needs to be. And the fact that he's in year 5, this is like the same. Like if you want to kind of put Ant in that conversation with a LeBron, a Kobe, a D Wade, they're after year 5 is like, when you gonna win your first championship? Because that's the conversation that needs to start going now. Especially you've been to the 2 Western Conference Finals back-to-back, 22-23, and Ant maybe has a little bit of that ignorance is bliss. I don't know what it is, but he was like, yeah, we got here in 2 back-to-back years, and you got to realize those are not opportunities that always come. Like sometimes there's injuries, sometimes you get knocked out, sometimes there's just not a situation for your team to get that far. Yep. And to realize how close you were to be playing on the biggest stage in the NBA and knowing that you came up again 4 wins short. Like, you got the win, but you didn't get to 4. You didn't get to 4. So you were still short 3 wins, 7 wins for the entire prize. But you realize you fell short again. You're at the same spot. You lost 4-1, lost in 5, and it wasn't really competitive. Let's just be honest. Game 5, it was over at halftime. You could sense the Cancun vibes in regards to in the locker room. Yeah. But Jim, I know we've been long-winded here with the Wolves, but your take on Anthony Edwards, but also who do you believe is the face of the NBA coming up?
I mean, it has to be Shea. Shea's been one of the best players in this playoffs. He definitely is someone that can bring more eyeballs to the league and keep it growing. I think Shea can help. I believe I heard Coach say he's from Canada, so it's another person it's an international person who can help grow the game internationally.
Shea is what Andrew Wiggins never became. I felt like Andrew Wiggins was going to be that guy. Because when he got drafted first overall, he was getting touted like the Maple Jordan, and he's a high flyer out of Kansas, and he's going to take any team to an NBA Finals and win one. Well, he did win NBA Finals with the Warriors, but as a 2 or a 3. He wasn't the main guy. Let's just be real. Because he was maybe option number 4 behind Jordan Poole. I mean, that's when you still had Clay. You know, you had Curry. Then you probably would go to maybe Poole when he's hot, and then you had Clay. Then you had Wiggins, and then you would go Draymond.
Right.
But still, to bring it back, reel it back, I feel, especially with these new stars that are coming up, because the NBA is not stopping with all the new talent that's about to be here. And plus with the NIL deals, these players are staying longer in college.
Right.
So it's just going to be more of a enhanced product that you're going to see in the next couple of years. So I'm really excited to see the development for the young players, seeing where Luka ends up with the LA Lakers, also seeing where Shea, finishes his career. I don't know. OKC's smart. You probably keep him because you got all these draft picks. That's the scary thing about OKC. Not only are they in the NBA Finals, they're also going to be drafting a lot of people in this upcoming draft, like high picks.
And all their players are young. Chet, what is he, 22?
22, yeah.
Like, Dort, 24, 25 at the oldest.
Right.
Like, Jay Will, like, they all like 25 and under.
Yeah.
So if now again, everybody gonna want to get paid at some
Right.
point. So you may not be able to keep everybody, but that core, of Chet and Shea, for sure.
And Jay Will.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
probably Jay Will is number 3, and then you kind of fill in as you need around those 3.
Yeah.
OKC's gonna be in it for the next 10 years, easy.
Easy. And they're going to be a destination now. Like,
Yeah.
they're on the radar. Like, free agents that are looking to latch on or looking to be like, let's say, a Caldwell Pope type player. They're going to go OKC. Let's go ring chase.
And there's something to say about vibes. Every time you see these dudes post game, whether they win or lose, they're together, they're speaking positively, they're enthusiastic, they're optimistic, they're big up on each other, like they're never pointing their fingers. Like, these dudes have good vibes and good relationships too. That's a big part of what players are looking for, especially like veterans who are looking to plug in somewhere, be a Wiggins.
Right.
Hey, let me be a 3rd or 4th option. Let me play some good defense. Let me be a role player.
Right.
Plug in somewhere. You looking to go somewhere like that.
Absolutely.
So not only are they going to be really good from a talent perspective, but they also have a good locker room, good vibe, good coach, good organization. They're going to be in it for the next 10 years.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. They're definitely going to be a problem for the next 10 years. And I don't know. The teams that are trying to get over that hump have to really take a look at the recipe that Sam Presti and the Oklahoma City Thunder have really formulated. And this all started, when you think about it, with the Serge Ibaka trade. There's a Serge Ibaka trade that ended up, it is almost like a domino effect, a Serge Ibaka trade that ended up landing Serge out of OKC, but then also gave them options to collect draft picks, where they got Paul George, and then Paul George, funny enough, got Shea to OKC because they ended up swapping Paul George to LA. Shea and the picks come to Oklahoma City Thunder. At that point, Westbrook leaves. That was kind of like the last hurrah when Westbrook left, and it was just like, all right, Oklahoma City Thunder, you guys are really in the rebuild now. At that point, like, you're just thinking like, okay, well, they tried with Paul George and Westbrook. It didn't work out. I mean, Paul George had an MVP caliber year. Obviously, they gave it to Giannis because Giannis was just going crazy that year. So when you think about it, OKC has been in the runnings. It's not like they've been just like a dog awful like franchise. It's just that they've been biding and waiting their time, and then now they're able to, the roosters have come to roost. I guess that's the best way to put it for OKC.
I'll say it like this, and this should not be a hot take, but the era of building a super team is dead. You look at teams like Denver, last couple of years, they've been super competitive. They got a chip. They didn't go out and buy their roster. They drafted the players, developed them, plugged in some key veterans, kind of mid-level or even some, low-level but quality players, to kind of fit what they do. Minnesota, they traded for Gobert, but outside of Gobert, they homegrown talent. you know, and some key pieces here and there that they plugged in there.
McDaniels, that they've found him. They brought him in, but then they went through all the growing pains. Same thing with Ant. Same thing with now that you got Terrence Shannon Jr. coming back, you got Rob Dillingham coming back. Their development is going to be huge. But like you said, building the super team, it's not going to get you there. Like what Milwaukee tried to do with the Damian Lillard, building a super team, what did they get them? First round exit.
Because what it is, you get so top heavy that you don't have the depth on the bench. You don't have the key veterans, you know, the complementary players to the superstars' weaknesses, you know, like a Giannis. They got Dame thinking that because of his shooting ability and his ability to score was going to space the court for Giannis to do what he does better. Dame took a huge step backwards. Even before he got hurt, he wasn't playing like the Dame that we were used to.
Absolutely not.
So teams were like, well, I mean, we can give him his 15 points, but he's not going to erupt for 30. He's not going to go, you know, 6 for 8 from 3 like he has, you know, so often in the past. Cool, whatever. He's just another guy.
Yeah.
So
he's a pedestrian out there.
yeah, so now that teams are kind of like, hey, let's have a superstar, have a complementary star, and then put a bunch of pieces around them to build a team. That's the future. Indiana. Look at the teams who are in the Final Four right now.
Right.
You could argue that they're all
Tyrese Halliburton was traded for, but they did grow him.
Well, was he a superstar? Is he a max player? Like, did they have to mortgage the future?
No. No, they traded away Sabonis, who was an all-star.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was a win-win for both. He went to
win-win for
Sacramento. He's kicking butt out there.
Right.
All NBA.
They broke their playoff drought.
Yeah. So that was a win-win, but you didn't have to mortgage the future. Hey, we're giving up, you know, let's say a Kevin Durant trade. Everybody's saying it's going to happen.
Right.
We're going to try to get KD. Now we got to give up all these picks. We got to give up 4 players. Like you're gutting your team for one dude. So that era of having 2 or 3 super duper stars, I think is over. You know, the Heat, they got 2 chips out of 4 years when they had their big 3. You know, after that, even with the Lakers, they barely got one with LeBron and AD.
Yeah, AD. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I meant. AD.
Yeah.
I said Ant. Yeah. Anthony Davis.
But AD.
Yeah.
So,
AD.
they barely got the one. And, you know, I'm a Laker fan, diehard Laker fan. But let's be honest, the bubble, it's a little bit of an asterisk next to a little bit. If I'm just being real, I mean, it counts.
But the Spurs get asterisks too on that strike-shortened season.
100%.
Last time the Knicks were in
so
the
it
finals.
counts, but don't get me wrong. But like, it's not like they just walked their way to a championship. They had some kind of help along the way, some key injuries to some opponents, and so it worked out. But after that, what happened? They didn't have much left.
No repeat.
They were with the 2 big super duper stars.
I think
what you had to give up to get
that they
AD.
got was the Western Conference Finals. They lost to Denver, and Denver ended up winning the finals that year. Yep.
Right. So it's like after that, now that let's get rid of AD. Now we got to turn over a new leaf, bring in Luka. So now to build around Luka and what he does well, and we got LeBron on his max. We got Luka. We're gonna give him a max.
We got Austin Reeves.
Yeah, Austin Reeves.
We're trying to build.
He may not get obviously a max, but he's gonna get.
He's not gonna get a max,
he's gonna get some kind of a significant extension.
Right.
So now you got the big 3. As a Laker fan, I'm like, okay, well, what about the people who need to shoot? What about the people who need to play defense?
Right.
What about a big man a couple of big men? We need
big men, right.
2 to 3. You know what I'm saying? So we can have.
Maybe Julius Randle's coming back.
No way.
Does he opt out?
Who, Julius Randle?
Or does he opt in for the player option?
He need to stay in Minnesota.
No one's paying him that money.
He balled out though, so he proved his worth.
The first 2 rounds, yes, he did.
He proved his worth, and I think now let's segue into Minnesota losing. This is what happened. They said we're not gonna let Ant beat us. Period. Point blank. They picking him up at half court, 3/4 of court. Right. They running multiple guys at him. They had all them young athletic guys that they have on, you know, Dort and Williams and all these dudes. They can just bring in waves of dudes. We're not gonna let him beat us. So now, on the other hand, why wouldn't Coach Finch do the same thing to Shea?
That's what is puzzling. Is like, why are you not taking away their best player?
They were literally trapping Ant at the top of the key or at half court, making him give the ball up and trust his teammates to score. Shea dropping 30, 35, 40 points every night because they let them pretty much go one-on-one and just do what he does.
This is not regular season.
Besides Shea dropping 35, 40, let's be honest, like who's going to have that level of output for the Thunder?
It's not going to be to that level of efficiency.
My point. So even because you can't stop Shea, but if you keep him at 20 points, not 35, 40,
you have a chance.
You absolutely have a chance. And then the team feeds off of his success. So every time he gets one of them cute little mid-ranges, every time he gets a foul, goes to the free throw line, the team's like, yeah, let's go, yeah.
MVP. Yeah.
So now the vibes is going, and you giving them momentum by letting their best player go off and do what he does. So,
for sure.
So that's kind of where
you picked the wrong poison, is essentially what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's not rocket science. All coaches say, hey, look, what's the number one thing or what number one player that can hurt us? Let's try to take that away from them.
Sure. That's my job as a coach. Yeah.
Make them play left-handed.
Right.
Make them play uncomfortable. Make them have to go to their second, third, fourth level schemes and strategies.
Find another way to win.
Don't
give them their best option to win.
Don't just let them do what they want to do.
Right.
Take Shea away.
Thank you.
And then if somebody else beats you, then you just got to tip your hat.
Tip your hat at that point, right.
Hey, Jalen Williams, if you're going to drop 40 on me, bro, and you're going to win the game, hey, y'all deserve it.
Yeah.
Good game.
Good game. Good game. Well played. Well played. At that point, like, I would agree with that, is that I was not really happy with Chris Finch throughout the playoffs. Talking about those defensive lapses where you got to emphasize you can't let their best player be the focal point of their offense. Otherwise, their offense is going to be running at the optimal level. And your job as a coach and watching film, I hope you're watching film and realizing we can't give that up. We can't give that up. And honestly think that you're going to win a series. You're repeatedly giving that up, falling down like 10 points every game. That's what it was. The first 2 games, they're down 10. They're giving up transition buckets. Alex Caruso is a pest, but I understand that you can limit that by also taking away their best player. Mm-hmm. Because you are building into what the Thunder do best, which is transition buckets, turnovers that lead to runs that get you out of the game. And that's what happened in Memphis. They didn't have any defense, so they would turn the ball over. Same thing with Denver. They would turn the ball over, turn into runs, turn into quick buckets, turns into Shea, getting the crowd into the game and also his teammates into the game. That's the main thing, is that the team is genuinely excited to play together. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that is uncommon, especially in the NBA. Like, some players may have agendas or they might have their own career aspirations being on that team. But I feel like genuinely, like, that Thunder team gives me that AAU vibes. Like, they actually, they grew up together and they're really invested in each other's success. Yeah.
So I do think that there was some coaching and schematic lapses from Coach Finch that proved to be costly, and mainly just letting the MVP of the league beat you.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we can go into it, be super detailed about X's and O's, but bottom line, Shea getting off the bus is good for 30 to 40 points. How about we try to stop him from doing that?
Yeah.
And make somebody else have to beat us.
Yeah. Let's not let the regular season script carry over into the playoffs. That's why the one win that the Wolves had was a 25-point win. And I feel like that 25-point win did more harm than good, because in our minds, we were thinking, hey, if we fall behind, we can get back. Playoffs are different. Playoffs are different.
So one of the Coach Chauncey 316 or cliches that we talk about with my football team, and this in general, this a mindset that I have, is compete at all times in all things. Compete at all times and in all things. So it's frustrating for me to watch pretty much in every series, in every round. There's at least one game, maybe 2 games that a certain team just gives away. Mm-hmm. And that was one of them. OKC was like, okay, we're in Minnesota. Hey, we're going to come out for the first 5 minutes, see what happens. If they got it going, it's all good. We'll just go back to OKC and we'll just beat them at home.
Right.
I hate it with a passion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's almost like,
how do you go?
They cheat. They're cheating the fans. They're cheating themselves.
Yeah, and it's just the mindset. Like, Oh, so here's the two arguments, and I have some friends that I argue this with all the time. On one hand, they say you got to save gas, for the length of the run. So you can't play hard every night. You have to kind of know when to pick and choose what games.
Pick your spots.
You
right.
really have to go hard in and compete and all that. That to me is just BS, and it's just weak-minded punk stuff.
Sure.
If I'm gonna get on the freaking plane and go to the hotel, and
invest your time.
Yeah, I mean they traveling from OKC to get up here.
Right, to get up
You got to
here.
go to the hotel
Sure.
and got to go through the airport. You got to do the whole thing.
The
and you have to
whole
go to
thing.
all the meetings. You have to
Right.
go through shoot around and go to the game and go through warm
You're
up.
still collecting a game check.
Yeah,
A
and
playoff game check.
if we gonna do all this, we might as well compete and try to win.
Compete. Right.
And then here's the other point. Let's say you come out and you give it your best shot, and you win. You sweep them.
It's over.
Now you save yourself 2, 3, 4 extra days of work of rest.
In preparation for the
the
big
finals.
prize. Right. You're
So
ready.
it's just
Yeah.
I don't want to take us too long on that, but that's just something I've observed and I freaking hate with a passion.
Every series, you catch one game.
Yeah, every game, like we talked about with Indiana. Forget which game it was, so forgive me for not quoting the right game. But
Sure.
there was a game here recently that they just pretty much gave to New York.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, oh man, they got the momentum.
Yeah.
Hey, they hitting some shots.
We'll see you next game. Right.
Y'all got it.
Y'all got it. Right. We're clearing out the bench.
The
right?
Warriors, a couple times, it was two series where Kerr in like the first 10 minutes of the game was just like all the starters get out.
Get out. Hey, we're running.
Literally.
Yeah. We're clearing
It's like
out the bench. We're
10
done.
minutes into 10 minutes
They
left.
did that
in the
against
second.
Houston. They won the series.
Yeah.
They did it against Minnesota, but they lost. Yeah.
Correct. So it's like that mindset to me, it just blows me. And maybe because I'm a football guy first.
You only have one chance.
Correct.
Yeah.
Every single game to us is monumental. We don't have 82 games in the regular season. We don't have a best of 7 series. Every game to us is win or lose and it counts. Okay? So that mindset of just we're going to give away a game, it's crazy. And then also think about it this way. Now, this is really hyperbolic, but
Okay.
if we not give away games and we don't have that mindset, does Curry pull his hammy?
Don't know, because then he's going hard the whole time. Right. That's a big what if. That's a big
What if you got done with Houston sooner?
Right.
And he was more fresh and rested.
Sure. Right.
Because he didn't have to play as many games and he had some extra time off to get more treatment. Is that hammy going to get tweaked in the next round?
You could prevent it, possibly.
Because you are fresh and got the $1 million medical staff,
Oh yeah.
massages and treatments and oxygen
State of
tanks.
the art,
And
like basically world-known medical practices. Right.
Is it possible that his hammy is more fresh and not ready to be pulled?
Right.
Because we didn't bull crap in the first round and we took care of business and got it over with. Instead of elongating and prolonging the inevitable.
And you get a day's rest before the next game. Yeah.
And homie's 35, 36 years old.
Right. And you're not even going from home. You're going from Houston up to Minneapolis.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But that's a lot.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all he's saying. And if you want to hear more of what he's saying, listen to the Go Hard podcast.
Hey, appreciate that,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely. Got to plug you here. So, Jim, I know that you've been hearing us go back and forth here. I want you to mediate a little bit. What's your take on a 7-game series? Like, do you feel like in some cases you've caught teams kind of lollygag and kind of just waste a game and it costs them a series?
No. Yeah, Game 7, it's the old debate, rest versus rust. Would you rather have a lot of rest, or would you like to have a lot of, or would you, if you rest too much, will you have enough rust?
Would you rather have rest or be rested?
Would you rather be rested?
Would you rather have
be
rust
rusty,
or
would
rest?
you-
Yeah. Rust or rust?
Basically,
Yeah.
well, it's basically, would you want to be done in 4 and then wait around and get rusty, or would you want to play 7 and keep the momentum coming?
I think I'd rather sweep, because I feel like sweeping gives you the ultimate advantage. You're playing less games, less wear and tear, and also your team is getting into that winning culture. they're learning how to win.
No, I want to play 6-7. You keep the momentum coming. You're not sitting around days. Yeah, you go to practice and everything, but you don't want to sit there and just okay, gotta prepare for this game. Okay, gotta prepare for this game. You just want to get out there and play it. So I'd rather be playing 6-7. Yeah, you're risking more injuries, but play 6 or 7 games. You keep the momentum going. It's all about momentum. Once the momentum stops, you're screwed.
You know what's a big momentum? We whooped y'all ass and swept you in 4 games. That's momentum for you right there.
Yeah, but it stops after 4. You don't continue to play. The momentum will die down. You play that game 7, you can carry that right into the next series. You're on a high. You're running on all cylinders. You're not just sitting there and being like, okay, let's wait for the next game or for the next series. Let's go right to the next one.
But there's nothing like a sweep. I don't know if you've ever seen this. Do yourself a favor. Look up this. Javi Baez sweeps Reds pitcher on a walk-off. And when I tell you, benches got cleared, and it was a great rivalry. But when Javi Baez did this, after he did the bat flip, I went crazy. It was like, you're literally just letting him know you ain't. And what are you going to do about it? Watch me touch first base here. I agree with the sweep. You need the sweep.
Here's the thing about sports. When you win, you get to talk trash. You get to showboat. Now, me as a coach, I'm not going to go out my way or teach my players to go out and do the extra stuff. But if someone does it, they've earned it by beating you. If you don't want to see him flip his bat, win the game. Strike him out. If you don't want to see the dude hang on the rim and stick his tongue out and everything after a dunk, don't let him dunk. If you don't want to see the kid dancing in the end zone when they score on you, don't let them score. If you don't want them to run the score up on you, they kept scoring on us and the game was out of reach. Stop letting them score.
I agree with that.
100%.
All right, I'm back.
Okay. No, I love that.
I had a moment.
No, I love that. Like, we definitely need to realize, like, it's competitive and not everybody's going to go home happy. It's sports. There's only one winner, and I want to see that in every game, is that you're actually driving towards that end goal, because I know fans are paying good money to go watch these players play.
One super last quick point. The other reason why I don't like the idea of intentionally prolonging the series is you never know what the future holds. A player could get injured, the rust, versus the rest. Now we're more worn out. We don't have the energy you just don't know. So, like they always say, don't risk your money for possible money. Bank on the for sure money. The for sure thing is, if I knock you out of this series in 4 games, 5 games, we're good to go.
Right.
Versus gambling that everything's going to go as planned or how we foresee it going, and stretching it to 6, 7 games. You playing with fire.
A lot of what ifs, right.
So going back to the series real quick to Indiana and New York,
Yep.
And I know we only have a few minutes left.
Yep.
Let me ask you a question. I'm going to put my host hat on for you guys.
Sure.
I think this is a good place to kind of land the plane.
Absolutely.
Who has more pressure, New York or Indiana? Who has more pressure? Game 6 in Indiana, correct?
It's in Indiana.
Game 6 in Indiana. Who has more pressure?
Indiana. It's in front of your home crowd. I feel like if you get down early, let's say you get down 10 points and then Rick has to call a timeout, you're going to hear the Boo Birds. Boo Birds will be out. Like, Indiana is almost at a level of just like, let's just get it done with. Let's just get to the finals and let's see what happens. But if it gets to a situation where it's a little gray in Game 6, you're going to sense that building turn on them. You're going to sense that building turn on them, because then it's like, Tyrese, you're the choker. Like, you're choking this series. Like, why can't you beat them? You beat them 3 times already. We know you can beat them. But then now when you get to the point where the Knicks are playing with house money, and I think they also have that in the back of their mind, the Pacers are thinking, well, NBA would love to have the Knicks because that's more money. It's a bigger market.
100%.
More eyeballs on the product.
100%.
Adam Silver, you think he doesn't know that? Of course he's looking at it. NBA is home offices in New York. They hear about the Knicks every day. So Knicks, Lakers, any one of those teams in a playoff series and it gets to a game 7, trust me, those refs might be a little questionable on some of those calls because you're going to be thinking, all right, is this a little home cooking? Because I think there's more pressure on Indiana to close it out tonight because once it gets to a game 7, Jesus, take the wheel at that point.
What you think, Jim?
Sport is game 7.
What you think,
What do you
Jim?
think, Jim?
Who got more pressure, Knicks or Pacers?
Pacers, 100%.
Yep.
You have
That's a great question.
home court. You have home court. You're in front of your home crowd. You have the opportunity to beat the Knicks, and if you blow it, oh my goodness, the Knicks fans are gonna hold on to that the whole time.
Yep.
Yep.
Like you have to close it out, otherwise you're screwed.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I agree with you guys, and so just kind of back it up a little bit. Going into the series, some people called that it was going to be a sweep. Like they didn't think it was going to even be competitive. Right. Hey, it's a good little story. Sure. You know, Jalen Brunson and Cat, they willed their way to get to this point, but hey, they about to get run over by a buzzsaw. They about to get they got this freight train coming down the
Nova Knicks is over with.
Oh
yeah.
So number one, they weren't even supposed to be in this series for a lot of people's perspective.
Right.
Number two, it was supposed to be over with quickly.
Right.
You know, 4-0, 5-1.
Right.
I mean, 4-0.
In 5, yeah.
Yeah, over in 5.
Gentleman's sweep.
Yeah, gentleman's sweep.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
So now also, Indiana got up 3-1. The proverbial 3-1 is like, what is it? 2% of teams come back being down from 3-1 in the Western Conference.
You're in the catbird seat at that point. Yeah.
So it's pretty much a guarantee.
Yeah, you're moving on.
They get blasted back in New York. Now they're coming home. The expectation is, first of all, we shouldn't even be in a situation.
Right.
Secondly, we got a situation where we're at home and on paper, we're the far better team.
Right.
All the pressure in the world is on Indiana. And you know, if I was a coach of the Knicks, I'd be licking my chops.
Tom Thibodeau?
I'd be telling my kids, thinking about my team, I'd be telling my team, hey, we ain't got nothing to lose.
Nothing.
Let's go out there, throw the kitchen sink at them for freaking 48 minutes, give them everything they can handle, play physical.
Right. 94 feet.
Overcome the crowd.
Right.
We ain't got nothing to lose. We not supposed to be here.
Right.
Nobody's counting us in. They still think we're gonna lose. Let's go out here, hit them in the mouth, and see what happens. Absolutely. And if we lose, cool. We're supposed to lose anyway.
Right. No one expected the Knicks to get this far. We were supposed to be Boston. Right.
But now we have the opportunity to knock off another favorite and make our way to the finals. Let's go.
Let's go.
That's the best place to be.
Oh, absolutely.
Rolling into somebody's stadium, arena, and everybody thinks you're supposed to lose. And that other team feels like if we hit them pretty tough in the first couple of minutes, they're going to fold. Mm-hmm. And then you mess around and take those punches, and now we got a 15-round fight on our hands.
Right.
We got a 48-minute game on our hands, and you got to actually beat us, and we're not going to just give you the game? Whew.
It's going to be grimy. It's going to be a dogfight.
I can't wait.
It's going to be a dogfight tonight.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be glued to the tube, man.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You're going to catch me watching end to end with this game.
100%.
100%. Stanley Cup, though. We got to bring it back to Jim. Let's reel it back in. Stanley Cup, we got Edmonton Oilers, Florida Panthers, rematch. I got the Oilers, but Jim, I want to get your take on this matchup. It's a great matchup because these teams have history, and you just have to look back 1 year.
Yeah, you got to look back 1 year. I will say this. I'm worried about Florida. They had more time off, as we discussed, the rest versus rest. They've been done for a while. Edmonton just ended the other day, so I'm nervous for Florida. I think if they could play their game and then not get out of sync, they can beat Edmonton. But, man, Edmonton, I think with Draisaitl and McDavid, it might be David's time.
Might be the coronation of McDavid?
Yeah, it might be time.
I think so, too. I think Leon, he did talk about the Oilers. He did have the Oilers in I don't know, it's a 17-leg parlay. I don't know, like, but he had the Oilers. Whatever it is, I hope he's able to cash out in the Oilers because he did have the Oilers at the beginning of the playoffs. So, yeah. Are you watching any of the Stanley Cup?
Nah, man. But listen, what I do know is it's gonna be ice there. Okay.
A.
It's gonna be a puck.
B.
And it's black.
It's not gonna be glowing.
It's not gonna be glowing.
Yeah.
They gonna have skates on. They play in a oval, surrounded by glass,
A sheet of ice. Yeah.
and they gonna have sticks. I know that.
Stick.
I know it.
And masks.
Oh, they gonna have masks on.
They don't have a mask on.
They gonna have. And you know what? There might be a fight.
There
There might be a fight.
There might be a fight.
There might be a fight.
Coach, hey, Coach, here's this. How about this? Listen to this. How about I'll watch the NBA Finals. I'll watch from here on. And then you watch the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. I'll watch both. We'll watch both. And then once they're over, we'll come back. We'll both be able to talk about that. Deal?
All right. So, real quick, we got like 10 seconds left. What game are they on right now?
We're about to start game 1 soon.
Oh, so it's the beginning of the series.
Yes.
I'll start watching it.
Alrighty.
I'll start watching. You got a deal, sir.
Awesome. All right, before we wrap up here, I know it's coming up at the end of May, birthday month coming up to an end, but June 1st. We know June 1st holds a lot of meaning to a lot of these NFL teams. So before we bid you adieu here in the 94 podcast, let's talk about 3 teams and 3 players that stand to lose money and franchises to gain money. A being the Atlanta Falcons with Kirk Cousins. They can save over 25 and basically 25 and $25.75 million if they get rid of him after June 1st, which is more likely now that Aaron Rodgers is not in camp and OTAs are going on and it's going to take a while. And if I'm Kirk Cousins, I'm taking this as my last opportunity to be a starter in the NFL. And it's not a terrible situation. I mean, at least you got Mike Tomlin. You have a sensible quarterback coach that is actually going to he's going to put a defense around you. And I feel Kirk Cousins has a strong chance. Like if everything stays as it is, Rodgers stays away or is not involved in like Steelers saying that they will wait a little bit longer for him. But I feel Aaron Rodgers, he'll have to make a decision, I think no later than like June 10th, I feel. If the Steelers are serious about winning games this year, they got to at least put June 10th because if they wait any longer, they're putting themselves at a disadvantage because some other team's going to go pick up Kirk Cousins because I don't think Kirk Cousins wants to hang around for a full season as Michael Penix Jr.'s backup. Unlikely.
No.
Second player that I'm looking at is within the NFC North is Jair Alexander. And the Packers look to gain over $17 million in cap space if they either trade him or release him. And I could see him being traded either to the Chargers or a team out in the AFC, maybe the Chiefs. Maybe the Chiefs are looking for a corner. But I don't see Jair Alexander coming back to Green Bay because I think $17 million for a guy that's going to be a part-time corner, it doesn't make too much sense. And another guy that I feel very strongly needs to be picked up by a team, Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey needs to get picked up by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bring him back home, have him be the mentor for Travis Hunter. Because if you want him to be a top flight corner, why don't you bring back one of your great corners from the past? But he's in Miami, and Jalen Ramsey's always going to give you. You as a football coach, you could probably realize there's going to be a couple Jalen Ramseys on every team.
I want them.
You want them. You want those dogs.
I wish I had 11 Jalen Ramsey.
Right. They're
my
going to be
defense.
disruptors. They're going to make plays.
Yeah. So let me try to respond.
Sure.
Kirk Cousins, if he's available and he gets cut, Steelers should offer him a blank check.
No, not blank, but yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
Go get him.
Whatever the market value is or whatever, sign that brother.
Sign that brother. Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is like the hot girl on Instagram. Everybody's in her inbox. She thinks she find her in what she really is, and she got you in the friend zone. So
she's catfishing you.
Steelers, stop letting Aaron Rodgers keep you in the friend zone and openly flirt with everybody else on the whole National Football Internet, Instagram.
That's what it is.
Because he is clearly playing in your face.
He is playing in your face, yeah.
Bump Aaron Rodgers, sign Kirk Cousins, move on. You're the goddamn Pittsburgh Steelers.
Come on now.
You got more pride and more dignity than that. Let him play in your face.
Right.
Move on to the next thing. If Kirk is available, perfect fit, sign him.
Go sign him. Right.
Okay. Jair Alexander. If he does become available, he won't last long. He had an injury. He had an injury-plagued season last year. Before he had all the injuries, he's a Pro Bowler. So if you don't get hurt last year, he's a Pro Bowler. He's physical. He's a man corner. You can plug him into any system. He's going to be a boost to your locker room.
49ers?
You know where I'm going.
I know.
We need some corners down there. If I had it my way and we trying to make another run, especially with Salah back, get Jalen and Jair in there.
Woohoo!
Hey, 1 year, $15 million, whatever, bang, bang, boom, boom, boom. Little prove-it year for both of them, you know what I mean? Come out, have a good year. You ball out here, your market value goes back up. You can go get a big deal somewhere else, bring them in. That's just a selfish 49er fan to me. But
they
Jalen.
both get to live in California.
100%.
Yeah.
Jalen, Jair, market value's there. If they get cut, they'll land somewhere. Bump Aaron Rodgers. If I'm the Steelers, sign Kirk Cousins.
I love that. Jim, I'll give you time to also break this down before I move on to our final topic in the NFL.
I mean, jeez. Coach said everything correctly there. I wouldn't have anything to argue against them, especially with Rodgers. He's taking too long. Don't bother. Try to have Kirk Cousins cut and then sign up for the Steelers. I think he'll be a better fit there.
Aaron Rodgers is giving the Steelers the old, it's not you, it's me.
That's the George.
If a chick tell you that,
yeah,
she playing games, bro.
Right.
Hey, you got a great team there, great coach. Hey, man, you got all the talent. Hey, it's not y'all. I just need to work on me. Meanwhile, she going on dates and talking to other dudes.
Oh.
Miss me, bro.
Right. You hit him with the Heisman. Hit him with the Heisman at that point.
All
Okay.
right.
Now, final topic here in the NFL. I know we had some great free agency pickups, and one being Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs was on a boat, and I know it's a head shaker. You got Mike Vrabel commenting on like, hey, we like to make good decisions on and off the field. I don't know what it means. And some people are saying that Stephon Diggs is going to get cut now. I'm like, there's no way the Patriots are going to cut him. It's going to hurt Drake May, and like Josh McDaniels is going to have no real clear wide receiver one. But seeing every other team and their free agency, who do you think ultimately won? Do you think that it was the Patriots being able to get Stephon Diggs, even though he's out with Cardi B doing God knows what? But do you believe that you said the Broncos, they went really hard with their defense? That's notable, especially with Bo Nix and his development. And that defense was no joke. It was not a fluke. That defense was for real. And didn't I think Vic Fangio was also kind of like the blueprint of that defense before that. And Vic Fangio just won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. Mm-hmm. So that defense has proven that it has teeth in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So just looking at everything, I mean, who do you think won the free agency? And I'll let everybody finish, with their opinions here.
First off, bump Stephon Diggs. I didn't like dude when he was in Minnesota. Couldn't stand this dude. Selfish, me guy, whiny, give me the ball, throw my helmet on the sideline, talk about my quarterback in the public. Then you go to freaking Buffalo. And you got Josh Allen, who's throwing you the ball at the highest target rate in the league, still not getting enough balls, still complaining, whining, fussing, crying about Josh. They ship you out and send you to Houston. He got hurt. Never want to see nobody get hurt.
No one wants to.
But you go to Houston, that doesn't work out because of injury. Now you're a free agent. You get brought into New England. And what do you do after coming after an injury and you're looking for a bag? Your first OTA, you out on a boat doing drugs with your celebrity girlfriend.
Right.
Bruh. Can't stand Stephon Diggs. Can't stand him. All right, so that's that.
Yeah.
I think even as a diehard 49ers fan, I think the most savvy free agent pickup, I think, was with the LA Rams. They went out and got Devontae Adams to go alongside with Puka Nacua. Okay, last time they had two elite receivers in their offense, they won the Super Bowl. Okay, because Kupp notably has lost a step or two.
Right.
Okay, and they just kind of phased him out of the offense.
Right.
His
Completely
production,
out. Right.
Yeah, so you really had one with Puka, right?
Puka, yeah.
So good running game, good quarterback, but one receiver, double coverage. It makes it difficult. Playoff football.
You're playing one-handed.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So now you got Devontae who can play in the slot, outside, who can go in motion. He's going to be sure-handed, still can take the top off the defense, and you have a legit quarterback throwing you the ball with a great offensive mind. I think sneakily, and I'm nervous about it, I think that was the sneaky best free agent pickup.
Right, and you have a great backfield, a young backfield, too.
I mean, it is Sean McVay. They're going to run the ball.
And Blake Corum's coming, too.
Yeah,
right?
they're going to run the ball regardless, and they got two legitimate young stud running backs as well.
Right. That's one thing I definitely want to give credit to Sean McVay. He always stays in front of the chains. You're not going to get too many second and long against the LA Rams. Right. Most of the time it's going to be second and 3, third and 1 situations because they do a good job of playing positive football and complementary football. Jim, who do you think won the free agency? Because now free agency is over. Now it's time to start forming the team.
Gosh, I don't know. It's tough to say because we can say who won now, who wins it, but we won't know until the season starts because that's all that matters is that they can actually come in, can gel their team well, can they put a good effort in, can everything happen? So I'm not sure. Everyone can say who wins what. But at the end of the day, who cares? It's free agency. You gotta win during the season.
I will argue that. I believe you could still win in the off season and then translate that into on-season victories. What I'm seeing here, though, is the Eagles got pillaged. I'm seeing this draft, basically this free agency board here, and I see a lot of Eagles that have gone for the hills. One being Milton Williams going to New England. I want to argue New England won the free agency war, and by landing Milton Williams, obviously we're talking about Stephon Diggs, even though Stephon Diggs is that guy, but he's gonna help. He's gonna help. Hater to love it. He's here to stay. Also, Carlton Davis. Look at that corner pickup. You got Mike Vrabel with that defense. And I don't even think they're done there. Like, they got some nice pickups here. Like, they picked up Harold Landry, nice outside linebacker. So, like, they're piecing together. Like, I honestly think New England won. But, again, we'll wrap it up here on the 94 podcast. But I'm really excited to see how, June, July, and then once we get to August when we're actually playing preseason, and then eventually September 7th, back to football. We get Eagles, Cowboys, and then from then on, who the Niners open with? Do you
I don't even know, man.
I know the Vikings play Monday night. I know they play Monday night. They play the Bears, but
let me see.
I
can look it up super quick.
Sure. From now until then, I think that would be interesting to see if there's any trades that go down because obviously we had the George Pickens trade happen in between shows. So Seahawks. Okay, that should be a good one. That should be a nice NFC West.
Oh yeah. It's up rivalry. In Seattle too.
It's up.
It's gonna be
Sam
cracking.
Darnold. You guys get to pay Sam Darnold a visit
He should still be the Vikings quarterback, but that's a conversation for another podcast.
for another podcast.
We're gonna save that for another podcast.
Another podcast. I love that.
Podcast.
All right. Well, I do appreciate you both taking time out of your day to be part of the 94 podcast experience. But until next time, here on the 94 podcast, make sure to like and subscribe both the 94 podcast and the Go Hard podcast,
Yes,
which
sir.
can be found on YouTube and Instagram.
I'm still pulling it all
Okay.
together. I
Okay.
did my first pod, so I have the material, but I need to pull it all together and all that. But keep your eye out for it. The Go Hard podcast talking about Coach Chauncey the realtor, my real estate business, and also Chauncey, the minister, pastor as well. So it's going to be a whole encapsulation of all the angles of Chauncey. So for whatever that's worth and whoever's interested.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, way to do it. Way
Thank
to
you,
do
brother.
it.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Until next time here on the 94 podcast. Jim, do you have any final sayings or before I don't want to cut anybody off? I know you're typing away.
Let's go Vikings. Let's go Panthers. Let's go Pacers. I'm gonna go Pacers. I know I said Knicks earlier. Let's go Pacers. I think basically they're gonna lose to OKC.
Okay. You're saying go Pacers. You think they're gonna beat OKC?
No, they're gonna lose to OKC.
Oh, they're gonna lose to OKC. Okay, so we're doing. Okay. I'm going OKC winning the NBA Finals. I want to say that the Wolves lost to the eventual champs. So
Yeah.
I'm going OKC as well.
Same.
Yep. And, hey, until next time here on the 94 podcast, just like OKC, we'll see you at the TOP. And we're out. Yeah.